You want it too. Living a longer, healthier life, but that already sounds more like something from futuristic medicine. You know what? It's mostly about the way you approach your day-to-day life.
These 5 crucial factors ultimately determine how fit and healthy you truly become in your later years.
All the facts are extremely important, but I can already tell you the 5th one is without a doubt the most crucial of them all. That's where it comes down to how you can actually implement it. You absolutely have to stay tuned until the end.
Number 1 is movement. For me, that's the foundation anyway. Movement is so important because without movement, what happens in the body? I don't want to say nothing, but we are naturally built for movement. The body thrives and depends on it. The metabolism, heartbeat, all in motion, even the breathing moves. The more we move physically, the better. And now there's an important point, namely, many people, especially as they get older, they can no longer go for walks, they can no longer play tennis, they can no longer ride a bike. Why? Because the body can't handle it anymore, because there's too much tension, restrictions in movement, because there's pain. After the first walk, the knee starts acting up and so on and so forth. That's why pain-free movement is absolutely essential, the very foundation for me to live a long and healthy life, because otherwise it simply can't be achieved. And now, of course, the question arises, once we're pain-free, how do we actually stay like that? Which movements are important then? So, point number 1, stretching, because muscles get shortened in our daily lives, and therefore what gets shortened, like when sitting, for example, needs to be stretched again. Number 2, you need an endurance activity, whether it's an evening stroll, a jog around the lake, or even something as intense and challenging as a marathon. It's all about keeping your body moving, which is already quite extreme, is entirely your choice. But as a general rule, aim for jogging or cycling for about half an hour, ideally 3 times a week, to maintain good health and fitness. Something along those lines. Number 3, you absolutely need strength in your routine. You need strength because muscles are hormone factories. And the moment you're pain-free, you can really focus on proper strength training. You can move weights, you can head to the gym and train with the available equipment there. You can train with your body weight. Push-ups, there are the big 3 exercises. First, the squat. Number 2, push-ups. And number 3, pull-ups. These are the core movements essential for building strength. Pull-ups, yes. Or also, these things, if they already seem too unattainable for you as you age, you can scale them all down to an intensity that everyone can actually manage and then gradually increase it. What else do you need? They say you should really kick your metabolism once a day to keep it active and healthy. No need to be long, it's called HIIT, high intensity training. That once a day, your heart is genuinely challenged, ensuring proper movement takes place and strong blood flow is established. You can do that with different things. You can do it with burpees if someone is very athletic. You can also do a few push-ups, or you can sprint a short distance quickly. And that paints a vision on how, even as you grow older, you can stay active and keep enjoying the sport that helps you maintain your health, fitness, and well-being.
Of course, nutrition also plays a really significant role in living a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. Most people, and you know this as well, tend to get sick as they grow older, and the vast majority of lifestyle diseases or prosperity-related illnesses, they're closely tied to our dietary habits. It's estimated to be between 70 to 80%. That means if you transition to a healthier way of eating, you've got a really strong likelihood of living a long, healthy, vibrant, and fulfilling life ahead of you. That's exactly the point. Living a long life isn't really what anyone is after. It's about staying healthy and vibrant for as long as possible. It brings joy and it's enjoyable. And so, what exactly does a healthy diet look like? Definitely plant-based. So no need to stress. You don't actually have to go completely vegan or make any drastic lifestyle changes. But I'd really love for the main portion on your plate, if it's 100%, to be 90% plant-based, and perhaps even 30, 40, or 50% of that to come from fresh, vibrant foods like crisp, colorful salads and greens, fresh vegetables, and of course fruit and berries, depending on what you're in the mood to eat today. Because this way of eating does so much for your body. It provides you with all the essential micronutrients we need, including vitamins, minerals, and trace elements to keep you healthy and fully energized throughout the day. This diet does something else entirely. It actively nourishes and supports your good gut bacteria. And they're thrilled when they get exactly this kind of food because it helps them push out the bad ones. And why are good gut bacteria so important in the gut? They're absolutely essential for supporting your immune system. And what does your immune system do? In essence, it's what protects and shields you from illnesses. So, no diseases, a strong immune system, a healthy gut, and good food, these are the essential keys to living a longer, healthier life. It truly is that straightforward.
And point number 3, it's something we already do automatically throughout the day. We don't even notice it because it's so natural. What's it about? It's about breathing. And why are we dedicating so much time and attention to this simple yet vital act of breathing? Because breathing impacts the body. Beyond that, it also shapes and influences the supply of oxygen and the detoxification of waste gases. That's why you should always breathe deeply in and deeply out. You should also prioritize nasal breathing because it's the kind of breathing that the body naturally responds to most effectively and efficiently. And when you practice nasal breathing and take deep breaths, breathing into your belly, that's the third aspect that comes into play, then the breath does something to you that extends far beyond just the physical realm. Namely, it frees your mind from bad emotions. From negative feelings, you're in a better mood. You can process things more effectively and gain mental clarity. When you encounter difficult situations, you don't get as attached, you stay within yourself. And all of this has a tremendous amount to do with living a stress-free life. Stress, in fact, is one of the most significant factors that directly impact your ability to live a longer life and prevents you from staying healthy because stress gnaws at the entire body. And that's precisely why we recommend dedicate a few minutes of your daily routine to breathing in a way that you normally, without even thinking about it, would never do naturally or intentionally on your own. And what contributes most to stress relief is an activated vagus nerve, the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's exactly what occurs during these crucial breathing exercises.
By the way, the vagus nerve is often called the healing nerve. It's worth mentioning this. And now let's move on to point number 4. That's all about our sleep. My goodness, just how crucial is sleep, really? And I'm so glad that it's finally becoming a big topic because I've known it all along, and I believe you've known it all along too, because we feel it. When we've slept well and enough, we can move mountains the next day and tackle any challenge that comes our way. But heaven forbid we haven't slept well. Then the whole day doesn't look nearly as bright, cheerful, or promising as it could have been otherwise, truly. And that's precisely why it's absolutely crucial to understand and learn what actions you can take to ensure you get a good night's sleep. It starts with something I always say: please don't eat so late in the evening because a full, heavy stomach will prevent you from sleeping. It prevents you from producing sleep hormones, then your growth hormone after that, and so on and so forth in that chain of events. It simply steals from you. If you've eaten a lot, it just steals the energy for other tasks. And that's exactly why you should stop eating roughly 3 to 4 hours before bed, even if it feels tough at the beginning. But it's beneficial. Then, a basic necessity for effectively absorbing good food is chewing properly. We finally need to get it right, even if it might seem a little boring to you. Chewing with enjoyment or savoring is something truly special because on one hand, all your senses are completely focused on the flavor. But your brain also realizes, hey, there's a person here chewing a lot, so I can signal fullness a bit sooner than usual. That means you savor and rediscover the feeling of fullness, and it's all achieved simply through chewing. That's truly wonderful, and if you simply keep these facts in mind, you're already taking a very significant step toward improving yourself. And that's precisely why you have a really great chance of actually staying healthy and living a significantly longer life than might have been possible before.
Now, here's a really crucial element Petra mentioned earlier. The most critical part is taking concrete steps because all the knowledge you can gain, which we've deeply explored together, is completely worthless if it's not actively implemented and applied. Knowledge is the foundation, but taking action is the doing, and that's what truly makes it possible. And there you'll discover a wealth of ideas on what you can do. For instance, when it comes to developing a routine, there's actually a specific trick you can use. Link the routine to habits that are already well established in your daily life, like brushing your teeth, stepping out of the bathroom in the morning, or being fully dressed. Then Anchor it to these existing activities, which you already do regularly anyway. Your exercises, whether it's focused on breathing or something else entirely, then connect it to eating, incorporating whatever changes you've planned to make in your diet or nutritional habits. And there's a path that leads to you getting to know yourself better, helping you understand your habits and choices in depth over time. Because who doesn't know the situation? Right at New Year's, the first 2 or 3 days, all those good resolutions kick in. You keep it up for 2 weeks at most, then they're all forgotten, sent to oblivion. And that's exactly what we want, because this is the most important case. It shouldn't happen again. And that's why you need to be mindful of your thoughts, because sometimes there are things in your subconscious that resist making a change. You know, they say, just stay the way you are, even if it leads to illness or other consequences. To step in at that point and truly uncover what's holding you back, that is ultimately the key to making meaningful change. And you'll discover that through our method to effectively put all these things into practice. And how you can implement all of this and stop sabotaging yourself, along with all the practical tips that make it achievable in real life, you'll find in our new book, which is set to release on May 28th.
And of course, this book has a title. It's called Live Long and Well, a Guide. And in this book, you'll naturally discover much more detailed information on the points we've just mentioned. And if that interests you, you can, of course, pre-order it anytime.